Hey guys, how's it going? Today, I'm going to be featuring the Yamato on World of Warships Legends Mobile. I have been playing mobile a fair bit in order to get some actual good gameplay, just so that I can showcase a full game, since most of the world does not have access to Legends on mobile yet, and since it's only available in Canada and the Philippines. I have no idea when the game will be released everywhere else. If I had to assume, it would be before the end of the year, but that's just speculation, so don't get your hopes up that you will be able to get your hands on this anytime soon. There were some questions that were left in the comment section of my previous mobile video asking how you link your account, since I feel like having Legends on mobile will mostly be console players who download mobile in order to essentially continue bureau projects, complete missions, or anything when they would not be able to be at their console otherwise. But essentially, in the settings of mobile, just like console, there is an account tab where on console you would have the option to delete your account. On mobile, there is an option to link your console to the mobile device. It will take you to a sign-in page, and from there you will choose either your Xbox platform or your PlayStation platform and sign in using that email and password that is linked to the specific account. After signing into your Xbox or PlayStation account, your game will close and you will restart, and then you will have to sign in again. I believe it will still show you logging in with either your Apple account or the Google Play account, but once you log in, it will pop up a choice for you to choose between either your Apple or Google Play account or your Xbox or PlayStation account. You are only allowed to choose one of them. So if you have an Xbox and a PlayStation, you won't be able to go between both of those accounts, unfortunately. And if you accidentally choose the wrong one, there is no way to undo it unless you go to the support team. So definitely be careful and pay attention to which account you sign into. Now, like I said, I have been playing mobile quite a bit, trying to continuously get a better feel for the game and how it plays. So far, my experience playing Legends on mobile has been fairly positive, aside from a few details that I mentioned in my first video regarding the swiping and its sensitivity and how aim assist is a bit more inconsistent on mobile than console. As I played more on mobile, the controls did start getting a little easier because obviously with a little more practice, doing things that you normally would on console do start to essentially be easier to do on mobile. I still don't recommend trying to play the gunboat destroyers like Fletcher, Gearing, and any of those DD hunters because it is still quite difficult to have to swipe your finger all around the screen in order to keep your aim on target until they add some sort of sensitivity slider just to make your aim less frantic. I have experienced some drop in frame rate and a bit of stuttering, although it usually only occurs when you have a lot going on in your screen. For example, having two Brandenburg's secondaries going off and it's focusing you, and then also having a carrier drop you. While all that is happening, I did experience a huge drop in frame rate or stuttering, one of them, and it was almost unplayable, although it did not disconnect me, which is also why I think carriers are not available in the mobile version. I do think they are adding it later, like they said, but I think the stuttering and essentially performance drop is why carriers are not available yet, especially having to have anti-air flak clouds and all of those visual cues on your screen will definitely make your game performance drop. Moving on to the game, we did have a pretty good start getting a double citadel on that broadside Montana, and then taking a few shots at that angled Yamato, and then citadeling him in the cheek. Now, unfortunately, our destroyer that was in the middle of the map has worked his way to the border and is now getting chased down by a Des Moines. And the enemy destroyer is pretty much right behind us. We turned around because we got spotted when we really shouldn't have been. So we do turn around and try to reposition ourselves towards the middle of the map, trying to shoot the other flank. Our friendly destroyer being out on the border also means that we do not have any sort of spotting in the middle of the map. And once again, we are spotted by the enemy destroyer, who is in the center circle. As you can see, it is contested. This enemy Montana does come around the corner broadside and is stationary. I take a shot at his bow. Unfortunately, most of my shells miss. However, a friendly battleship that had his flat broadside is able to chunk him for half of his HP. Our friendly battleship, who is in the center cap, is going to be in a lot of trouble because it is contested and they have a Shimakaze. So there will definitely be torpedoes going after him. The Montana reverses behind the island and most of the ships go unspotted. Our destroyer has now found himself behind the enemy, and as predicted, there are torpedoes going after our friendly battleship. This Yamato is just slowly reversing pretty broadside, so I do try to take a shot at him, hoping to hit his cheek. Our friendly battleship in the middle cap is killed off, and now we are going to be in trouble because now we are getting focused from the Yamato in their spawn, and we do have to be very careful of the Montana that is on our left, because if he does start pushing north, he will definitely have us in a crossfire. There are two cruisers on the left who are also shooting at me and setting me on fire, which is definitely not good. Especially with a Shimakaze in front of us. We don't really want to have to damage con anything, because if we do and we are set on a permanent flood, it is basically game over for us. Now, pretty much 7.5 minutes, which is half of the battle, has gone by, and somehow most of both teams are still alive, which is an absolute shocker. Usually after 5 minutes, most of one team is already dead. I finally land a citadel on that Yamato that was just reversing, and now this Montana is deciding to start pushing out again. He is fairly angled to us, so once again we aim under that front turret where we can overmatch the bow and hopefully land some citadels. The dispersion does not look that great, we only land one penetration. You will notice that on the right we don't really have the hit indicator showing us if we're getting penetrations, over penetrations, shatters, torpedo protection hits, or ricochets. It only does show us ribbons, which is unfortunate because having a little more information would be beneficial so we know when shells hit. It is actually doing what it's supposed to. I do land a citadel after using my spotter plane this time, and this Minotaur that starts farming me from next to the island. I don't want to really just be sitting here, losing my HP and really being a stationary target for a cruiser, which just makes it extremely easy for them to deal damage. The Montana does start reversing behind the island, and he does heal. Unfortunately, we are unable to kill him off. I do start pushing forward, trying to get to some sort of island cover. I am also unspotted, so I know that their destroyer isn't really anywhere to torpedo me. At least, as I said it, I am now spotted, and now the destroyer is somewhere, which I have no idea. He does make a huge mistake and actually gets spotted by me. I instantly slow down and start turning in and call target on the destroyer. As he smokes up, I actually do go unspotted. However, these cruisers are just simply blind firing and they are consistently landing shells. I just simply decide to start pushing towards the Shimakaze because I know that I need to just somehow get rid of him, just so my team has a much easier time winning this game, because our friendly destroyer is now on the very south border of the map. The Shimakaze does get radared by one of our friendly cruisers, and I am able to kill him off. and he does miss his torpedo set. But now I am spotted and I don't have any heals remaining. The Buffalo sets me on an instant double fire, which I damage con, and I just start sailing away, trying to find some sort of teammate in order to get Will to rebuild. Sailing away towards my team also allows me to leave detection range and gives me an opportunity to turn my ship around while being unspotted. As I turn around, I am going to try and push back into one of the islands in the middle cap because we do need to start flipping it in order to gain some points. Our friendly destroyer that was on the south border does finally start coming back towards the battle. This enemy Republic behind the island is sailing in a straight line. I do simply aim in and see if the aim assist will work, and I have some pretty good dispersion, and I do hit him for a good portion of his HP. I have friendly ships finally pushing back into the middle of the map, and I am turning back around in order to contest the middle cap. The enemy of Montana has been sitting behind that island for a relatively long time, and as I shoot, he does finally start pushing back out and get spotted. I do need to hurry up and turn my ship around and angle towards that Montana because he is definitely able to citadel me from 13 kilometers. He is pushing out very slowly, and my guns are about to reload. This Minotaur is about to hit me, and hopefully him hitting me doesn't get him dev struck, because that would be really unfortunate. I take a shot at the broadside Montana, and unfortunately that dispersion is not very good. I leave him with less than 1 bar of HP, but fortunately our friendly teammates are able to finish him off. He does take one last shot at me, but as I speed up and turn in, his shells don't really do a whole lot. I fire a salvo to ensure that he is killed off, and our friendly Des Moines does finally do so. We are barely winning on points right now, and somehow our friendly destroyer finds himself right next to another radar cruiser, and he is killed off, and now we're losing on points. However, we are about to cap the middle circle and the intermediate circle, and we will have 2 caps to their none, and hopefully these points ticking in our favor is more than enough. I do want to start slowing down next to this island on my left, just so that I have some sort of cover. I don't want to keep pushing into the middle of the map and lose any sort of cover having 2 cruisers and a battleship farming me for my HP. There's really no reason to keep pushing out. All we need to do is cap the circles and then defend them. The enemy will have to push towards us in order to either flip the caps or kill us off. The enemy Republic is trying to stay bow in, but these Yamato guns simply overmatch the entire hull of the Republic, so angling will not do a whole lot for him. He shoots AP at us, which is very good since his HE fire chance is 48%. The last thing we want is for his HE to set us on multiple fires, and then us burning down, making it much easier for the cruisers to finish us off and then kill off our friendly cruisers. The Republic is being focused down quite heavily, and he is now on 1 bar of HP. Our guns are about to reload, and we do want to focus him and kill him off since he is the only immediate threat. The enemy Minotaur is simply just hiding behind the island and isn't going to really do a whole lot for their team. I take a shot as the Republic does turn broadside, and we do kill him off, and our friendly Yamato does trade with their Buffalo. Now all that's left is an enemy Minotaur, and he has left the outer cap since we are now capping it with less than 1 minute remaining. There is no way that the Minotaur will kill us unless he torpedoes us. However, I'm not expecting any torpedoes since he was behind the island and I was pretty much also behind an island, so there was no reason for him to torpedo. If he had, I still don't think the torpedoes would have reached me in time, simply because he is so far away. I do get spotted as I leave my cover, and the Minotaur is charging back in and does start turning broadside to use all of his guns. and I get some pretty good dispersion, and I dev strike the Minotaur, securing the win for our team. Now this game, I was able to do 251,000 damage, 3 kills, Confederate high caliber, and a dev strike. I was also able to do 3,800 base XP, which is pretty insane considering I was playing on mobile. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more, or leave a comment down below for any ships you want to see in the future. But until next time, aloha.